Hey guys, what's going on? It is your boy Battlefront Brothers, and today we're going to be doing a raid guide. And before we get into all that, thank you guys so much for 300 subscribers, and join the Discord. Link will be in the description. Let's go on with the video. Alright, today we're going to have 4 sections of this video. The first section is going to be just her base stats, then the second section will be her abilities, then the third section will be star cards, and we might scatter out some star cards through the video because sometimes they need to be mentioned at certain points. And lastly, we'll do general tips for HVV, the large scale game modes like Capital Supremacy, Galactic Assault, and Hero Showdown, and HVV. So yeah, without wasting any time, let's jump right on into it, guys. So, starting out with her base stats, her health pool is average for the Saber users, coming in with 750 and an average health regen pool of 250. So, when you are trying to be raid, try your best not to go lower than 500 health, because then you are going to have to start going below 750 health once you regen all your health. Now, her Saber does 120 in the front and 140 from the back. So, try to get those back shots, but remember that you aren't going to be one-hitting when you try to swing and they're at full health. But with her middle ability, Insight, you get 10 extra damage. So, if you hit them in the back when you have it active, then you'll be able to one-hit kill them. So, yeah, make sure if you're going to try to just remember that Insight will give that extra 10 damage to one-hit kills. Also, Ray's Saber takes 1.8 seconds to hit, so that's pretty good. Her lunge distance, basically when you lock onto people with your lightsaber, is medium, or it's pretty good. And her stamina is really good. Like, it's on par with, like, almost Obi-Wan tier when you have Insight active. And when you do have Insight active, your stamina gets increased by quite a bit. So, if you ever get low on stamina, be sure to activate Insight, which is your middle ability, and you'll get more stamina. You get pretty much wall hacks, and yeah. Now we are going to move on to the abilities. So the first ability I want to discuss is Dash Strike. So basically, Rey dashes forward, and she deals 130 damage and knocks down people that haven't been killed. So basically, everyone you're not going to be killing. And watch here what I do when I have Dash Strike. Now, I know it's offline gameplay, but it really helps. Like, it's just, I'm trying to get a lot of clips and for you guys to see clearly what I'm talking about. So you use Dash Strike, and then immediately when you have your enemy that you want to kill in front of your face, you hit them with Dash Strike, and then you press the attack button, and then you'll immediately kill them. As you can watch right here. On this next one right here, watch. And then immediately when you hit him, you just kill them. And it's really good, especially for enforcers and reinforcements. Like, let's say you're going up against a Droideka, right? They have 420 health. You get 130 down with the hit from the front, and then you get another 130 from your hit. Then you can dodge behind and hit him from the back a couple times, and you'll easily wipe out the Droideka or whoever you're trying to wipe out. Now, the next ability I want to talk about is Insight. Now, this ability is insane. It's pretty much wall hacks. It gives you 10 extra damage with your saber hits, and you get double stamina while it's active. You get 10 seconds while it's active, but there is a star card we will discuss in a very short period of time that will make this ability go from really good to God tier. So, when you use this, make sure if you're trying to flank, this ability is God. If you're like trying to hold an objective on the first phase of Yavin or second phase of Yavin, or the first phase of Endor, for example, you try to get behind your enemies and then use Insight so your team actually can see everyone that's in its radius, and you can just see them through the wall, and it's so OP because you know where they are. You can easily go behind them. It's seriously OP. So the last ability is Mind Trick, probably her worst ability, but by no means a bad ability. So you simply Mind Trick them, and it will invert their controls and make them much slower for 5 seconds. So it's basically their controls are opposite. So when you are using against people, you probably want to use it against people that are trying to run away from you. For example, a Droideka that's trying to run away. You activate it, they get stopped in their tracks because they can't go backwards when they're in there rolling, like when they go really fast on the ground when they're rolling. So, like, you can easily take them out. Like, they'll just be sitting there, then they can't do anything. And yeah, that's pretty much what this ability is good for. It's good for like flanking enemies. When you flank and you're behind a big group, activate it, and then you'll be behind them, and they'll all be confused, and you can easily take them out. Next up, we're moving on to the star cards, and this is for large scale game modes. Then we will do the heroes versus villains and hero showdown star cards. So first of all, I want to do fair sight because it increases insight by 40%, the radius, so you can see people from across half the entire map, which is really, really, really good. It makes insight almost double as good, which is phenomenal. Now the next card I want you guys to use is focus sight. Now this is one of the most, like, you have to have this card. It makes, so let's say you have both these cards, focus sight and the one I was just talking about. So think about it, you have 40% bigger radius, and it goes for 17 seconds long. So basically, over half of the whole entire game, you can have insight active, which makes this ability extremely OP. And then the last star card I want you to use, and these cards, like, don't use any other ones in this game mode. It's called Damaging Strike, and it increases the damage for dash strike, making it one-hit kills on every class but the heavy. And if you can hit one guy before you hit a heavy with dash strike, you will also one-hit the heavy. So this ability is really good and will just change the game. Like, then dash strike becomes one of the best abilities in the whole game. Now, in HV and Hero Showdown, you're going to want to use Balance, and it basically gives you an extra dodge, but 15% of your stamina is gone. So, the reason why I suggest this card, even though it takes away stamina, which is very important in those game modes, is because 3 dodges compared to 2 dodges is ginormous. Like, dodges in that game mode is more important. 1 dodge is more important than 15% of your stamina. So I highly suggest this one. And then for the other cards, just keep Focus Sight and also keep Damaging Strike, I suggest, because, I mean, those cards are already good the way they are. So just keep those cards and you will be fine dominating everybody if you're somewhat decent. And once you finish watching this video, you will go, if you're bad, you'll probably go to decent. Now we're just going to go over some basic tips and tricks. And these are just going to be shown in arcade so I can show you guys exactly what I mean. Now let's show you those tips and tricks. Now the first tip I want to show you is when you use dash strike against heavies mostly, activate it, and then when you're done with the ability, immediately hit the attack button. Watch here, again, and it kills them so quickly. And this will be probably the most important tip out of all of these tips I'm about to give you. And you can also use this vice versa. Simply attack and use dash strike, because they'll get staggered for a moment, you'll get dash strike ready, and you'll immediately wipe. Also, combinate these tips I just gave you. And look at this one right here. When you jump swing and you hit them, then they'll get staggered for a moment, and then you can hit them pretty easily then. So, and then also, when you see a soldier at 1 hit, or anything at 1 hit, always jump swing. Don't use your saber, like, just without jump swinging, because they'll probably deal half as much damage if they're gonna hit you, and it will be much quicker, and it will obviously look a lot cooler when you see this ray just coming up and just killing you in like half a second. So make sure, if you see him at 1 hit and you can tell, yeah, you're gonna kill him in 1 hit, make sure you jump swing. And when they're at 2 hits, you have to jump swing, and then you'll be behind them, and then like that, you just hit them once and you'll already kill them. Also, another tip I'd like to share with you is hit them, dodge behind them to the side, it doesn't matter, and then hit them again. Because then they get staggered for a moment, confused, thinking you're going to attack again, and you easily wipe them out. Like, as you can see here, they just get staggered and killed. I know this is offline, but it's the same way. I'm just trying to get as many clips as I can for you guys, so it's as clear as I can make it to you guys. And remember to always combine those tips that I just shared with you. And if you combine those, you will just dominate the Battlefront. Your enemies will have no chance whatsoever. And also, I just want to go over on how to play her. Like, be aggressive, don't be aggressive, be medium. How you want to play her is when you're at full health and you have insight and you have all your abilities, be aggressive. But when you be aggressive, try to flank your enemy. That is probably one of the best things Rey is good at, flanking her enemies. Because when you go head on, let's see, she doesn't have any force, so she can't knock you down easily without using dash strike, but then she goes up to you, and then that's going to take time, and they'll get some hits in. So one thing that you guys should try to do is get behind your opponents and kill them that way, not just take 10 guys head on, because you're easily just going to get killed. But if you go behind them, you have a much better chance of killing them, and if you have all of your abilities active, or at least you mind trick them, you have insight active, you have more damage from insight, and you use your dash strike, you will just dominate them. And they won't even have a chance if you combine the tips that I gave you and all of the information. And that is how I get kill streaks. You have to combine all of these things, and what you find is best for you. Like, maybe if I do the jump, swing, and attack, it's better for me than the dash strike and hit. You know, do what's best for you and what you can. And if you can figure out any more combinations, please tell me in the comments so I can make videos about tips and tricks. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took a while to make, so I'd appreciate it if you would just drop a like and subscribe, because these videos do take a while to make. Shout out to Commander Cody. He's the one who suggested this video, and I hope you guys learned a lot of things from this video. Be sure to join the Discord. The link will be in the description. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. This was Battlefront Brothers. Peace.